Good morning, everyone. My name is Bara Marbisuk Panjaitan from SMA Unggul. Today, I'm here to speak on the motion. This House believes that state-owned banks should erase credit assessments for the poor. Before we start with our arguments, let us define the motion itself. State-owned banks is a financial institute that is chartered by the state. It provides commercial banking services. Erase is the act of removing something. Credit assessments is the act of assessing someone's credit score. People who are subject to this are usually consumers who are about to buy a certain service or object. And poor are people who are financially incapable. Since we have already defined these words, let us define the motion itself. The motion states, should state-owned banks remove credit assessments for the poor? Let us define what a credit score is to give us a better understanding on the topic. So, a credit score is based on sources such as FICO and Investopedia. A credit score is a system that takes a look at how you use your funds and grades it. The higher your credit score, the better, and vice versa. What does affect your credit score though? How much debt you owe, how long it takes for you to pay your debt, and how long you've had a credit score. Things like these affect your credit score. But what is the use of credit score in our lives? Well, banks and landlords take a look at our credit score when we want to apply for a mortgage or when we want to apply for a loan, because our credit score is our proof that we are credible with our credit, and we are also valid when we want to ask for these services. So since we have already defined what a credit score is, let's get into the argument. This House believes that the credit score assessment should not be applied for people who are not financially stable, because it is a system that is biased for people who are financially stable. Because people who aren't financially stable are not able to pay for the price of living in today's world, because as we all know, the price of living now is as high as ever. Whereas people who are able to pay for things, people who are financially stable, they're able to pay for things and needs. But what does this have to do with our credit score? Well, people who are not financially stable, they tend to take out loans because they need to pay for things. They need to pay for their needs, they need to pay for their house, their food, everything. Whereas they need to take out the loan. But the thing is, they take out loans in hopes of paying it back on time. But in reality, it's not that easy. Because the reason they took out the loan in the first place is because they had no money to begin with. And they had to pay for some things that they need. And because of that, once they already used up the loan, they had no money to pay it back because they had no money to begin with, thus decreasing their credit score and decreasing their ability to use their money to the full extent. Other than being biased, the credit score system is a system that requires a relatively large sum of money to keep your credit score at a high or acceptable level. This is because services such as utility companies and insurance premiums, they all increase when you have a low credit score. Because insurance premiums, which is the money you pay for an insurance policy, it increases when you have a low credit score, because they add extra funds to make sure that as a result of you having a low credit score. Same goes for utility companies such as water, electricity, and Wi-Fi. They all charge extra just because you have a low credit score. So this puts people who are not financially capable at a disadvantage, because since they already had no money to begin with, they have a low credit score because of their bad money management, which is caused by their tight budget. This causes them to actually pay extra than they already have. It causes them to pay extra than people who actually have the money. With that being said, this House believes that we should move on with the motion and get rid of the credit assessments for the poor. Thank you.